各位觀眾大家好，歡迎收睇26分鐘見證實錄精華回顧。卑詩省列治文市早喺2011年就制定法例，禁止喺寵物店販賣貓、狗、兔，成為咗本國第一個實施呢一項禁令嘅城市。之後多個城市都陸續仿效。寵物作為人類忠實嘅伙伴為好多人都帶嚟咗身心嘅愉快同埋安慰。禁止喺寵物店販賣小動物嘅禁令實施以嚟，就越嚟越多人去到寵物收容中心尋找佢哋心儀嘅寵物，將佢哋領養返屋企，成為家庭成員。
近幾年喺各地動物收容所以及動物慈善機構嘅影響底下，越嚟越多嘅家庭通過收容機構領養佢哋喜愛嘅小動物，帶返屋企，將佢哋視為家人一樣細心照顧。
我同我先生比較中意老啲嘅動物，因為覺得佢哋即係需要有個溫暖屋企，做一個好似退休 home 咁樣，所以想俾佢哋最好嘅 life before 佢哋唔喺度咯。
I care a lot about animals, so I don't eat meat, and I've always cared about animals' well-being. So I really wanted to adopt from a shelter because I wanted to adopt an animal that needed a nice home. So I was looking for a friend, and I think these guys were looking for a friend too. So that's why I adopted them from the shelter.
動物收容中心對於前嚟領養動物嘅家庭十分感謝，但亦都發現喺疫情期間放棄動物嘅人越嚟越多，收容所收到較往年更多被遺棄嘅寵物。與此同時，前嚟領養動物嘅家庭卻有所下降。希望呢一個能夠引起公眾嘅重視，唔好輕易拋棄自己嘅寵物，亦都呼籲今後有更多嘅人通過收容所呢一個渠道揾到心儀嘅動物，為佢哋提供一個溫馨嘅家。
I'm not sure the reason for why the number or why the adoptions have slowed down. I think because people are all going back to work and they're not working from home. It's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility having animals when you're working 8-hour days and with a commute. So maybe that's one of the reasons.
居住喺列治文嘅 Queenie 自細就非常喜愛小動物，喺中學更加參加 SPCA 卑詩愛護動物協會，成為一名義工。有時候佢仲會將收容所嘅小動物帶返屋企照顧幾日。對於照顧寵物，可以話係好有經驗。
之前係 foster 過幾個動物，有 foster 過貓狗同埋兔仔同埋 guinea pig， 咁其實都 foster 過好多唔同嘅動物，先至 adopt 我而家2隻動物。
3年前 ，Queenie 同佢嘅先生透過收容所，先後收養咗佢哋隻貓 Finny 以及一隻名叫 Sammy 嘅狗。同其他收養者唔同嘅係，一般收養者都願意領養比較年幼嘅動物。Queenie 嘅呢一對貓狗喺10多歲嘅時候就俾佢帶返屋企，成為佢哋嘅家庭成員。
Sammy is 我隻狗，我由 pandemic 嗰陣時領養佢嘅，咁嗰陣時佢就已經有10歲。咁跟住我哋仲有隻貓就已經今年14歲，我哋都係由佢11歲嗰陣時領養佢嘅，同埋佢嗰陣時我哋知道有一隻眼其實係盲嘅，同埋佢啲牙其實係冇晒㗎啦。
大家可能會好好奇點解 Queenie 同佢嘅先生願意選擇領養年長嘅動物呢？
咁平時好多人見到即係啲動物比較老啲咧，佢哋就覺得都就嚟離開呢個世界，唔係幾想領養佢哋。但我同我個先生就好中意呢啲 senior 動物，因為覺得佢哋值得有個 retirement home， 唔想佢哋喺 shelter 太耐，所以就會覺得想俾個機會佢哋啦。
Queenie 表示，正係因為過去多年嘅義工經驗，俾佢了解到動物嘅性格，因此喺領養嘅時候選擇同自己家庭情況相匹配嘅動物，變得特別重要。
覺得好好，呢個經驗令到我即係可以幫呢啲動物去俾嘢食佢哋帶佢哋出去行街或者即係做佢哋個伴，即係陪住佢哋咁樣生活。咁去到帶翻佢哋嗰陣時，知道佢哋成個 personality， 我哋想有一個 calmer 嘅動物，所以我哋領養 senior animal 係最適合我哋，因為好似我隻狗 Sammy 咁樣咧，佢其實 領養佢嗰陣時，我哋知道佢個心係有問題嘅，所以知道唔可以成日帶佢出去行太耐啊，或者唔可以去 hiking 嗰啲活動啊，所以佢係其實最適合喺屋企陪住我哋，佢係最開心嘅。咁跟住隻貓咧，佢就比較貓係好 independent，咁我哋知道其實又唔係幾需要我哋成日喺度嘅，但係佢都中意佢自己選擇嗰陣時候就陪我哋咯。
Queenie 係喺疫情之前幾個月領養咗小貓 Finny， 又喺疫情期間收養咗小狗 Sammy。之所以選擇喺疫情期間領養，佢就表示嗰陣時有好多居家時間，咁樣可以陪伴佢哋嘅新家庭成員，俾年長嘅 Sammy 能夠更快適應新屋企。而家3年過去咗，小狗 Sammy 同埋小貓 Finny 成為咗最好嘅玩伴，一齊玩，有時候仲會互相打鬧。見到佢哋生活得如此安逸， Queenie 都覺得好欣慰。
佢哋兩個個情況係好 similar。喺一間屋企，個主人係有太多動物到佢哋即係冇嗰個 attention span 俾每個動物佢哋個 care， 咁後尾佢哋要遺棄佢哋咯。
面對於希望領養小動物嘅人，佢就建議喺下決定之前，要盡量了解動物過去嘅經歷以及健康狀況，咁樣能夠更多了解小動物係咪適合自己屋企嘅狀況。例如有過被遺棄或者虐待嘅動物，生性比較膽小，就需要領養人非常有耐心嘅照顧同埋陪伴。年長嘅動物可能就要比較適合安靜嘅一啲家庭。正係因為了解到 Sammy 同埋 Finny 嘅經歷，先至俾 Queenie 對佢哋付出咗更多嘅寵愛。
同埋好多 rescue 或者係唔係淨係 BC 省啊，可能係去到 China 或者 Korea 嗰啲狗需要有個新屋企。咁平時我都會建議佢哋即係做佢哋嘅 research 去睇下嗰個 rescue 係俾你咩 information on 嗰隻狗，因為你都想知道個 history on 嗰隻狗，即係佢係由邊個地方屋企咁樣有咩嘢 behavior 問題先至去領養佢哋咯。
同樣係喺疫情期間，透過卑斯愛護動物協會領養小動物嘅，仲有居住喺溫哥華地區嘅 Lindsay。Lindsay 係喺細個嘅時候就有飼養過天竺鼠，因為疫情嘅原因，佢一直希望能夠喺收容所揾到天竺鼠，揾翻童年嘅伙伴。
During COVID, I was working from home, and my husband is in the medical field, so he was working in the hospitals a lot. So I was home alone a lot, and I really wanted company. I was familiar with the SPCA, and I went on their website, and I had a guinea pig when I was a kid that I really liked. So I was looking for guinea pigs, and I was happy that the shelter had them.
呢一對成年嘅天竺鼠 Lavender 同埋 Lilac 係姊妹，但就有住一個十分唔同嘅性格。Nancy 對於佢哋非常喜愛。
This is Lavender. She's the bravest. She's always the one that pokes her head first out for food. She often steals food from her sister. She's the loudest. They squeak when they want food, so she's always the loudest. And she bites when she doesn't want to be picked up. So she's she knows what she wants. This is Lilac, and she's the sweetest. She's very shy, but she'll cuddle with you the longest. So I love both of them. And I just really didn't expect there to be such big personalities and such little animals.
Nancy 表示，之所以同時飼養兩隻天竺鼠，係因為天竺鼠屬於群體動物，因此收養兩隻能夠俾佢哋更加適應生活。據 Nancy 了解，呢兩隻天竺鼠被送到愛護動物協會收容所之後，嗰度嘅工作人員就已經幫佢哋進行咗清除跳蚤嘅程序，確保佢哋嘅衛生同埋健康。當佢決定領養之後，收容所又提供咗妥善嘅安排。
When I adopted them, I got a free vet visit after I adopted them. So I got to take them to a vet for free to have the vet look at them and say that they were healthy, just a little too fat.
當問到呢一對姊妹嘅歷史嘅時候 ，Nancy 就表示呢兩隻可愛嘅天竺鼠可能係從內陸地區遠道而嚟。
They came from a home in the Okanagan that had all sorts of guinea pigs, and they were just kind of running wild, and they had to be surrendered. And the guinea pigs were paired off in twos and sent to shelters across the province. So these two went to Squamish, and then when I was looking on the SPCA website, there was others in West Vancouver and other places too. So I don't know how long they had been there, but I know that they came from the interior and went to Squamish, and then now live in Vancouver with me.
如今呢兩隻天竺鼠帶俾 Lindsay 嘅唔單止係陪伴，更為佢嘅家庭增添咗無盡嘅樂趣。
Yeah, so many. Like I can't recommend it enough. We're so happy. They really they're great company and joy, like you said. Guinea pigs, they're so smart. They know the sound of the fridge, so I keep their veggies in our fridge. And when I open the fridge, they squeak, like they know it right away. And so my husband and I, whenever we open the fridge, we can hear them, and it's like our home would just be so much quieter and less fun without them. So I love them a lot.
Lindsay 嘅媽媽喺見到呢兩隻小天竺鼠之後，亦都非常喜愛。返到屋企之後，佢更加自己領養咗一隻，一直細心照料住。
My mom came to visit. My mom lives in Alberta, and she came to visit these two and just fell in love with them. So she contacted the SPCA in Edmonton, where she lives, and they had one senior guinea pig who needed adoption. He was towards the end of his life, and so my mom adopted him. And he passed away because he was old, so she had him for a year before he passed away and gave him such a nice life for his last year of his life. So, and she loved him very much. So it was nice that we were both able to adopt guinea pigs from our local shelters during COVID.
Lindsay 亦都提到有非常多嘅小朋友好中意好似天竺鼠呢一類嘅小動物，喺幼年嘅時候就有飼養天竺鼠經歷嘅佢，希望話俾小朋友同呢一類型嘅小動物玩嘅時候要格外留意。
The other thing I would say is if you have children and guinea pigs, they're very gentle. Just be very careful with kids around young pets that they don't get hurt.
而對於有意飼養寵物嘅家庭 ，Lindsay 亦都提醒喺決定領養之前，一定要考慮到如果有旅行計劃嘅時候，應該點樣去妥善安排自己嘅寵物。
When you go as a pet owner, when you travel, you have to make sure that your pets are cared for. So my husband and I went on a 3-week honeymoon this year, and my husband's brother came and lived in our condo and took care of the guinea pigs. So you always have to have a plan. They're easily portable, so you can take their cage to someone else's house or their living structure.
Lindsay 亦都一再強調，飼養係一種承諾，喺作出決定之前一定要謹慎思考，考慮周全。如果先領養後棄養，對動物本身嘅情緒亦都會造成影響。人類同動物之間嘅關係唔單單只係飼養同埋被飼養，係有着一種似親人一樣唔易分離嘅關係。
I care a lot about animals, so I don't eat meat, and I've always cared about animals' well-being. So I really wanted to adopt from a shelter because I wanted to adopt an animal that needed a nice home. So I was looking for a friend, and I think these guys were looking for a friend too. So that's why I adopted them from the shelter.
下一節返嚟，我哋就會去到愛護動物協會位於列治文嘅動物收容中心，了解一下喺嗰度等待領養嘅小動物，佢哋嘅生活環境係點。咁同時，如果想領養動物，又有邊啲嘅相關事宜要注意？歡迎返嚟節目時間。有越嚟越多愛護動物人士通過收容機構進行寵物領養。但係近幾年喺 BC 省就曾經發生過有私人動物收容機構因為惡劣嘅居住條件遭到查封，甚至係檢控。提升咗公眾對於動物喺收容中心內生活環境安全嘅關注同埋重視。
雖然禁止喺寵物店販賣貓狗兔嘅禁令已經實施多年，但喺卑詩省入邊仍然有私人以非法渠道進行寵物販賣。與此同時，同動物相關嘅虐待行為，例如居住環境惡劣等問題，亦都引發廣泛關注。2016年，居住喺素里地區嘅華裔周姓女子，因違反防止虐待動物法嘅規定，被起訴多項同虐待動物相關罪名。卑詩愛護動物協會從該女子私底下設立嘅動物飼養中心內解救咗82隻貓狗。證據顯示，動物喺其住宅嘅居住環境十分陰暗，通風不足，以及衛生條件亦都未達標，導致好多動物患有皮膚同埋呼吸道等疾病。呢一類事件喺省內屢見不鮮，引發社會對於寵物收容所內設施以及經濟模式嘅關注。 呢一間位於列治文地區5號路，由列治文市政府同埋卑斯愛護動物協會合作建成嘅動物收容所，喺去年夏季正式開幕。
Wanna come out? Come on.
通過收容所經理 Krista Shaw 嘅介紹，新址較原先嘅收容所面積大咗1/3，可以為更多嘅動物提供臨時嘅屋企。
At the moment, there's 15 animals, but the amount of animals that we can have in branch and care for is 16 dogs, 18 cats, and then a variety of small animals. So our numbers have greatly increased since we've moved into the new building, which was in the summertime.
Krista 提到喺疫情期間有唔少人士棄養自己嘅寵物，將佢哋轉送到收容所，呢一個值得引起關注。
There has been an increase in requests for owner surrenders. It's higher than years past. Yeah, it's a variety of reasons, from no time to medical problems, behavioral problems. I think also now that the travel restrictions have been a lot more lax, we're seeing a lot of people leaving their animals behind and not coming back for them as well.
除此之外，疫情放緩之後，民眾恢復實體上班同埋返學，無法照顧寵物，亦都係唔少人選擇棄養動物嘅原因。Krista 表示，飼養動物係一種責任，如果唔能夠確保長期照顧，就唔應該輕易喺初期作出承諾。如果真係因為各種因素不得不放棄自己寵物，都要為佢哋今後嘅生活作出妥善安排。
I mean, I think if you don't have the time to care for your pet, it is the responsible thing to do to reach out to somebody to help out. And if that is the SPCA, then that's why we're here. So, if they're not able to care for their pets, it is good for them to surrender them into our care.
據了解，疫情期間，省內唔少動物收容機構唔單止人手緊張，更加經歷咗動物超出負荷嘅情況，導致經營壓力。Krista 就表示，喺列治文呢一間收容所，雖然幸運地唔存在工作人員短缺嘅情況，但居住喺呢一度嘅動物就非常之多，令到佢哋非常繁忙。
Here we do have quite a lot of space to house animals, but we also have to keep in mind that we do have the contract with the City of Richmond for animal control, so the strays and the impounds, so we have to make sure that we have space for them. So there is generally a wait list for owner surrenders to come into the Richmond Community Animal Centre. And yes, with overcrowding, I mean, unfortunately, we cannot create space that we don't have. So if there's no space for the animals to be surrendered, then they do have to wait to come in.
對於有意領養動物嘅人士 ，Krista 亦都講解咗收養程序。
So we have online applications, but then we also have people that come into the branch. So basically how our adoption process works is you would fill out an application. You can either do it online or in person. Our adoption process is an interview. There's some standard questions that we ask, just what you're looking for in the animal, we follow adopters welcome, so we want to welcome everybody in to meet our animals.
對於冇任何飼養寵物經驗嘅民眾，就擔心收容所更加輕易選擇將動物轉讓俾其他有經驗嘅申請者。Krista 對於呢一個擔憂就作出解釋。
The number one thing that we always say is it's first come, first considered. So, if you and I both applied for the same cat and you and I have got 20 years of cat experience and you have none, you were the first one to apply, and we both have great applications, we would go with you.
對於從未飼養過動物嘅申請者 ，Krista 就表示無需擔憂，收容所工作人員會對佢哋提供全面嘅協助，幫助佢哋順利咁領養心儀嘅寵物。
If somebody comes in and they're a first-time pet owner, we're very excited about that. We want to be there to support and guide new adopters on, life with a pet. So just let them know, a kitten is a lot of work. They might climb up your drapes, they might knock over your plants, and just, kind of let them know what it'll be like, and then what to look for if there's any signs of concern.
為收容所內嘅寵物尋找最適合嘅家庭，同時為申請者揾到最匹配佢哋生活習慣嘅寵物，係動物收容機構嘅首要目的，亦都係佢哋嘅一份責任。
If we have a shy, quiet cat that's looking for a calm home, we probably wouldn't pair them with a family that's got 4 young kids and a very active dog. So, if that was the kind of home that was looking for a pet, then we would try and, introduce them to another outgoing and social friendly cat that's looking for that active home. And same for dogs. We do get a lot of dogs that come into our care that would be better suited in a home and not an apartment or not a townhouse. So we just try and, match the needs of the dogs with the needs of the family and vice versa. If there's a family that's very active and then they, find a very sedentary dog and, that might not be the best match.
同時有民眾擔心喺已經完成收養核實之後，係咪需要有繁瑣嘅準備流程或者等待時間？收容所就表示，申請者可以喺同一日就將自己喜愛嘅寵物帶返屋企。
Meet the animal, and if it's a good fit, then we can do a same-day adoption if everybody is ready to go home. If your home is not quite set up, we can give you the night to go and set it up, but we're not able to put any holds on our animals because obviously we want to get them into their homes as soon as possible.
而家唔少民眾喜歡領養更細嘅動物當作寵物。而家喺列治文呢一間收容中心就有3隻可愛嘅小白鼠，以及一隻名叫 Kirby 嘅兔仔，等緊有人能夠為佢哋提供一個屋企。Krista 就表示唔好以為更細嘅動物會更容易飼養，其實佢哋需要更精心嘅照顧。
Small animals are a lot of work. Rabbits, I'd say, are probably more work than a cat, just with the enrichment and the housing that they need, and we do recommend rabbits are free range. We litter train all of our rabbits, so if anyone's looking for a free range rabbit, we have some here. They're very social and they're very outgoing. They're not meant to live in a cage.
現時由於對寵物食物周濟庫服務需求大增，卑斯愛護動物協會亦都呼籲市民踴躍捐贈未開封嘅寵物食品或者貓砂等寵物必需品。工作人員好樂意將佢哋分俾有需要嘅養寵物人士。根據卑斯省愛護動物協會數據顯示，喺2021年協會周濟庫共為34,141隻動物提供食物。隨住通貨膨脹等因素嘅影響，目前嘅需求亦都比以往更有所增加。
We do have a food bank throughout the entire province for people that are in need of support and feeding their animals. Ours is still in its infancy stages because we are still so new in the community. But a goal for next year is to grow our food bank program to support the residents of Richmond. So basically, if anybody is in need of any supplies or any food or even any litter, they can touch base with us and we can see what we have.
喺最後 Krista 亦都提醒民眾，如今係冬季，街上有唔少流浪嘅動物，可能躲藏喺車輛下取暖，希望引起市民嘅注意，保障呢一啲動物嘅安全。
It's a think and thump, so when you do come to your vehicle, it's always good to give it a little knock to let any of the animals know that might be hiding in your engine that you're going to be turning it on, because that knock can startle them a little bit and then they run out.
如今喺卑斯省共有40多間愛護動物協會收容中心，為有需要嘅動物提供幫助。根據協會2021年嘅報告顯示，該機構當年為8,704隻動物揾到適合佢哋嘅家庭。呢時為嗰啲正喺度考慮領養嘅潛在收養人，俾出自己嘅建議。
I would say definitely adopt, don't shop. Like, I'm a big supporter of that. There are so many animals that need a home. My other word of advice would be, like, it's a very long commitment to adopt a pet. So I would say, like, don't just make the decision lightly. So take it very seriously.
對於領養咗年長嘅 Sammy 同埋 Finny 嘅 Queenie 嚟講，有人擔憂領養年長嘅動物係咪擔心佢哋不久於人世。Queenie 就認為俾動物應有嘅關愛，先至係佢領養動物嘅真正目的。
有諗過，但係其實我會諗長遠啲，因為我會諗我可以幫到呢隻貓或者呢隻狗，起碼佢哋最後3、4或者7年有一個溫暖屋企咧，就已經好滿足。
卑斯省府喺今年嘅6月尾嘅時候就宣布撥款1200萬去建造4個新嘅愛護動物協會收容所。預計啟用之後每年就能夠為省內數千隻動物提供護理同收容服務啦。好啦，今集嘅節目時間就差唔多。咁如果觀眾對我哋嘅節目有啲乜嘢意見嘅話，係好歡迎大家以電郵嘅方式同我哋聯絡㗎。 我哋嘅電郵地址係 mag26@fairchildtv.com。如果有觀眾咧想上網重溫翻今集嘅節目，亦都可以上到去我哋嘅網站3w.fairchildtv.com， 點擊節目重溫一欄就睇得翻㗎啦。下星期同樣時間再同大家見面，晚安。